Perhaps begin by giving us the picture of how things, is it Alex, by giving us a picture of how things are looking now in that greater Rift Valley area, particularly given the fact that this is an area that is responsible for 80% of Kenya's milk production.
Yeah, Kenya produces 4 million liters of milk every year, and 2.1% comes through the processing. And 80% of that milk comes from the Rift Valley. And as you know that in the Rift Valley, the husbandry is not as advanced. There is not zero grazing method. There is also the feed management that needs also to be quite improved in the sense that during the rainy season, there is a lot of fodder, and that fodder is not dried or is not made into silage. So therefore, when it is dry spell, there is a problem. There is a fodder shortage.
Yeah.
And therefore, that results to erratic milk production in the country, especially from Rift Valley.
So give us, what's been the manifestation of the shortage that we've been talking about? Have we seen an impact on prices from input prices themselves to, of course, the price of the product?
Oh yeah, the prices have gone up.
Give us percentages.
Yeah, the producer price has gone up from 20 to 25 shillings up to 30, 35 shillings. That is translated in the retail milk prices in the market, which is now going up to 70 shillings per liter, up to 75 shillings. And you see, that is in the feed management because we cannot afford, we have not planned for what do we say? This feed management.
Yeah.
That is where the key area that will be able to connect between the supply and demand of milk in the country, especially in the Rift Valley.
Yeah. So how have farmers then been tackling this shortage and getting to grips with trying to make sure that they continue supplying their customers with milk while at the same time battling these other challenges?
Yes, farmers have been trained how to make the silages. They are doing the best they can. And for what they are doing in the Rift Valley is that they're using what we call TMR, total mix ration. They're mixing the concentrates together with the silages. Yes.
Okay, go on.
And they are able, yes, and they are able to integrate that concept that is total mix ration. So they are making silages in the country, and they are able now to produce milk, which is quite good thing for the country.
So what do farmers need to ensure that, you know, the issue of drought does not become a regular recurring theme, if you like, in the region, given that we do know that dry conditions will come from time to time? Do you need government assistance? Have you asked for government assistance? What magnitude are we talking about here?
Okay, for government assistance, what we're looking for is that one thing we are looking at from the policy level, that the government should include milk as a strategic food. As you are aware, in Kenya, milk is not a strategic food. And that means that when there is a drought, milk glut, that milk cannot be kept in the government store to be used during the dry spell. So we are urging the government to put milk in the strategic reserve. Number two, we are in the feed management. Feed management is where that you ensure that there is supply of feed throughout the season, through silages, and also for concentrates. And also we are going into irrigation-fed production of fodder, in the sense that you don't rely on rain, yes.
So what's the government been saying about all this?
The government, through the Ministry of Livestock and Agriculture, has been very supportive. We have also been, the Kenya Dairy Board has been very supportive to the dairy farmer in the country. They have, they want to put more acreage in under irrigation in this country. And that will translate to a source of ingredients used to make the feeds in the country. And therefore, that will now result to a constant supply of milk to the market. Yeah.
Now, Alex, we broadcast, of course, across Africa. Assuming we've got an investor who's watching this program now and they're thinking about the opportunity of investing in Kenya's dairy industry, why would they look at Kenya now?
That's a good question, Godfrey. Investment in the dairy sector is along the value chain. especially in the processing. Once the dairy industry in Kenya was liberalized in 1992,
yeah,
more processors have come in, and so any investor should invest in value addition, product development, and also along the value chain, the bulking, the cooling, transportation, marketing. And you see, Kenya is strategically placed in the sense that we do sell milk to Southern Sudan. Also, there is an opening market of Somalia. So Kenya is very strategic, and also the Middle East.
Yeah, but what sort of margins are we talking about here?
Margin as in...
margins in terms of profit margins for someone who's coming in looking at, taking a look at the industry.
The dairy industry in Kenya is very lucrative. Actually, it's... when it was liberalized, we were processing 144 million liters of milk. Today, we are processing 542 million liters of milk with a potential to process more liters. That's about 2.1 billion. So in terms of volumes, we are set. And in terms of return to investment, is quite lucrative, actually. It's an area that an investor could invest in.
Yeah, but as you know, some people say wherever you've got people eating, the governments are concerned, and wherever you've got government concerned and also potentially having their hand in it, things are likely to get a little muddy. The state role, as far as you see it, do you think you need the government to come in perhaps and try and protect the industry, or you don't want government intervention at all?
You know, government is for the people, by the people. So
allegedly.
So we work with them, and you know, dairy industry requires infrastructure in terms of road. Kenya has invested so heavily through the Vision 2030 and the Millennium Development Goals. So it is a multi-sectoral industry. It is intertwined. So we work together with the government, but we also encourage private sector to come in and invest, and so that we have a very vibrant industry. And Kenyan milk is very safe. It's very quality, it's very safe, and very good, especially from the Rift Valley and the central Kenya. Those are the best milk in the world.
I think we've got a salesman right on the program tonight, indeed, Alex. Thanks very much indeed.